need a mentor. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will be destroyed. You can learn through your own experience, but you do not have to learn everything through your own mistakes. Some roads have already been traveled. Some battles have already been fought. Some lessons have already been paid for by those who went before you. A mentor helps you benefit from wisdom you have not yet had time to acquire. A mentor does more than give advice. They offer perspective formed through experience. They help you understand what matters, what can wait, and what must never be ignored. They see dangers you may overlook and opportunities you may not yet recognize. Their wisdom can shorten your learning curve and prevent avoidable pain. God often places people ahead of you so that they can help prepare you for what lies before you. Moses had Jethro, Ruth had Naomi, Esther had Mordecai, Joshua had Moses, Elisha had Elijah, and Timothy had Paul. Their growth did not happen in isolation. They were guided, corrected, encouraged, and entrusted with wisdom. Having a mentor means you have the intellect to realize your greatness depends on those who've walked the path before you. You need a mentor because wisdom grows through a relationship. Find someone whose life reflects the values, discipline, and faith you want to develop. Listen carefully, ask questions, remain teachable. The right mentor will not make your journey easy, but they will help you walk it wisely. This is Zibuse L Kunene. Welcome to the Monologue. It's a monologue on video, but it's a dialogue on the comment section. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share the link as wide and as far as possible so that others can also get to benefit from it. This is the second episode of 5, where I talk about the 5 people you need in your life. Previous episode, I talked about a coach. Now, I'm going into a mentor. And in the previous episode, I mentioned that oftentimes people tend to use coach and mentor interchangeably, whereas the two are actually different. They may seem like they're the same, and ideally they should not be the same person. Coach and mentor should be different, ideally. You'll understand as I go on why these two need to be ideally two different people. A coach is not somebody within your stream, is not somebody who has been where you've been. It's not somebody who is ahead of you. It can be somebody in a totally different industry who doesn't understand what you do, does not understand the intricacies of where you are at, but it is someone who can help you make sense of wherever you are at. And at some point, a coach will point you towards a mentor, telling you that you need a mentor, because then a mentor is different to a coach. A mentor is someone who has walked the footsteps that you want to walk. It is someone who is far ahead of you in that respective field, in that respective path of your life. So let's say you want somebody who's going to mentor you to be a good father, a good husband. Then get somebody who has walked that journey, who has risen and fallen, who has seen life, who has, been battered and bruised through their journey of life, and they are still standing. This is somebody who embodies the same values, principles, and beliefs that you do. Somebody who can take you by the hand where you are at and walk the journey with you. And at each point, as I've read earlier, they show you the pitfalls. They let you know that if you go down this path, you will make this mistake, and when you make that mistake, it will lead you to this. Therefore, avoid it. Rather go through this journey. Rather go through this path. That's not a person you should be associating with. Try this person. And all of those things. This is not how you should be engaging in conversations. This is not how you approach conflict, and maybe when and how to approach conflict in that particular area of your life while you are aiming to be a good husband, a good father. So a mentor must be somebody who has walked the journey before you. A mentor must be somebody who's not afraid of you, somebody who's not your praise singer, somebody who's not a yes man, somebody who's able to call you out, somebody who can hold you accountable, somebody who can walk the journey with you and be witness to each and every step. They can connect you. Hey, this person there, contact that person there, do this there. Your mentor can even provide certain resources for you to equip you for the journey ahead. But what a mentor must never be, a mentor must never be someone who wants to make you a copy of themselves. If a mentor makes you a copy of themselves, they have failed in their role as a mentor. A mentor has to make sure that if they ended at this level, or if they are at this level, you need to rise above that level when you get to that stage of your life. If a mentor has been an exceptional CEO, then you need to be even more exceptional. Because what effectively they would have done is they would have said, I've made mistakes and I've built systems and strategies for life, and they've gotten me to this level. You do not need to start there at the bottom, but you need to start from here and move up and build up from there. Because if you fail to do that, then the mentor has not played their role effectively, or you have not contributed, or you have not participated sufficiently into the journey. A mentor can open doors for you, and only if you have earned the key to those doors. Only when you have demonstrated that you have the respect for that mentor, you have the respect for their effort, that you have actually renewed your mind through the process of transformation. So a mentor can help you throughout that journey. And don't waste your time having a mentor but never really benefiting from that relationship. Benefiting in the sense that you, again, like a coach, you just lock yourself out because they said this is a mentor. You just got this position, you got this promotion, and they allocate you a mentor, and you think, I'm good at what I do. I don't need this. Because pride comes before a fall. So you need to have a teachable spirit. And that teachable spirit will take you even farther than you can ever be. So when you have a mentor in your life, things begin to change. When you have that mentor in your life, you then realize how much more you can do. You realize how capable you are of achieving greatness. You realize how capable you are of being the great at what you are doing. Not to be famous necessarily, not to be a world icon, but just simply in that smaller nyana corner, you excel because you have a mentor. And when you don't have a mentor, you fumble. You make mistakes, fundamental mistakes that you shouldn't be making. And a mentor helps you avoid those pitfalls. And never, ever make the mistake of gossiping about your mentor, of stabbing them in the back, of betraying their trust, which is essentially stabbing them in the back. All of those things, you need to honor the space. You need to honor the relationship. And already, I mean, think about it. If, for example, I wanted to be a great podcaster and I wanted that every video that I put out, it then goes and makes and trends and hits millions and millions of views. I need to find a mentor who does what I do but has achieved that level of success. If you're a pastor of a church and you have just started out, find a mentor of a pastor who is well respected and whom you respect, who has walked the journey from founding a church, leading a small congregation, and seeing the congregation grow, whether in size or in depth, in quality, but let it be somebody who has already been there. Don't go and find somebody who is popular and you don't know how they got there. You need to know their story, even their private victories and private failures, so that in this journey that you are walking in, you know that this person who is helping you get to the level where you want to go has already been there. That you don't have this nose up your ceiling type of attitude where you say, yeah, well, you're just saying that because you don't know. And you don't know what that feels like. If your mentor is not relatable, if your mentor hasn't been through what you have been through, how can they be relatable? Jesus made sure that he becomes that high priest who can empathize with the feelings of our infirmities, because he too was tested in all points and yet without sin. He took on the garment of being a human being. He took on the garment of being fully man, who was born, fed, raised, clothed. Have you ever imagined if Jesus, as a baby, imagine Jesus pooping and then they have to, anyway, there are things that the Bible doesn't tell us about, you know. Another thing that the Bible never says is that Jesus laughed, that Jesus told a joke. I don't know if it did. Maybe it did in a kind of very subtle way, and then maybe they decided it doesn't belong in the Bible. But nonetheless, Jesus was fully man. He hungered, he thirsted, he got tired, he needed to sleep, he needed to bath, he needed to do all the things that human beings do. And if you think about this account, that after being baptized by John the Baptist, he went to the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. And then he was at his most vulnerable because he was hungry, he was thirsty, and his body was weak. And so the devil came and tempted him. Bread, said, if you're the Son of God, throw yourself down. If you're the Son of God, do this. If. And on all those accounts, Jesus never faltered. And if in his hunger, in his thirst, in his weakness, in his vulnerability, Jesus never bowed down to the devil so that he could give him all of this. Pride of life. Why would you and I do the same? Because he has set the benchmark. You can do this. And in that respect of us being righteous, we can still go back to Jesus and say, you did it. How did he do it? It is written, it is written, it is written. Knowing the Bible. So he actually taught us how to resist temptation. So when you look for a mentor, you want somebody that you can relate to, somebody who is relatable, somebody who has been through a journey of their own and they made it on the other side. It's important that you have a mentor. I know I need one too. If I said I don't need a mentor, I'd be lying. Because for the things that God has put in my heart and the things that he has said before me, there is so much that I need to do. There is so much, because I can feel the capacity within me for greater things. And there's a thing about the folly of youth. Well, as you can tell, I'm not youth, but nonetheless, being young and still energetic, still excitable, still wanting to do things, is that when you're young, you have the speed, you may have the intellect, you may have the straight wisdom, you may have all of these things going for you, but you don't have the wisdom of experience that older people have, that they've seen things unfold, they've seen things happen, and they're able to see that the decisions that you are making and the things that you are doing, they will lead you somewhere, and they are able to say to you, slow down, think things through, process things, stop before you respond, stop before you react, learn to respond, and learn to do things in measuredness. Control your impulse. Learn self-discipline and why it is important. So a mentor is able to do that for you. And when you learn to subject yourself and have a teachable heart, a teachable spirit, there goes your learning curve. There goes your experience. There goes your knowledge, your experience, your influence. All because you have a mentor. You are as powerful as your mentor. And again, a mentor can be somebody who's in your life for the long haul, or for a particular season, or for a particular reason. Either way, allow yourself to have one. Search for one and be prayerful about a mentor. Because choosing nilly-willy, choosing based on the I alone, will get you hurt. This is Zibuse L Kunene. This is the monologue on video, but it's a dialogue on the comment section. Let's wait for the next episode.